Dear students, now we are going to study the very important terms in circular motion, that is centripetal force and centrifugal force. We have already studied the centripetal force in short in 11th standard. Now let us study the centripetal force and centrifugal force in detail. Now the question on this centripetal force and centrifugal force is asked in the board exam, that is 2020. Now we know that in circular motion the particle is always under acceleration. That means in circular motion, that it may be UCM or it may be non-UCM, the particle has always acceleration. Now according to the Newton's second law, whenever the particle has acceleration, then the force must act on it, and therefore the force which is called as the centripetal force, because acceleration is centripetal acceleration, therefore the corresponding force is called as centripetal force, acts on the particle, and the direction of the acceleration and the direction of the force is same. Therefore the direction of this centripetal force is also along the radius and toward the center of the circle, and this force which acts on the particle in circular motion is called as the centripetal force. Thus the definition is, when a particle performs circular motion, it is acted upon by a force along the radius and toward the center of the circle, and this force is called as centripetal force. Now for circular motion, the role of this centripetal force is to change the direction at every point. Therefore, so long as the centripetal force acts on the particle, it produces the circular motion and it maintains the circular motion. If there is no centripetal force, if the centripetal force becomes zero or it vanishes, then there is not circular motion. Therefore, the next point is the centripetal force produces and it maintain the UCM. That means for use circular motion, centripetal force is must, and that should be provided. Now if you see the examples of centripetal force, then for circular motion of electron, the necessary centripetal force is provided by the electrostatic force of attraction between electrons and protons. That means it is a real force, because electrostatic force is a real force. Now for the circular motion of moon around the earth, the necessary centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force exerted by the earth. Again, this is a real force. Thus the centripetal force is a real force. Therefore the next point is that the centripetal force is a real force. It is either due to electrostatics or intermolecular or gravitational interaction. Therefore it is a real force. Now we know that the magnitude of the centripetal acceleration is v square upon r, or r omega square. Now by Newton's second law, the force equal to mass into acceleration, and therefore centripetal force equal to mass of the particle into centripetal acceleration, and therefore centripetal force F is equal to mass m into acceleration, that is v square upon r, or centripetal force F is equal to mass into acceleration, that is r omega square. Now next point, we know that when the direction of force and direction of displacement are perpendicular, then the work done by the force is zero. In circular motion, the direction of the displacement is along the tangent, and direction of the force, that is central force, is along the radius. That means they are perpendicular to each other, and therefore the work done by the central force is zero. Therefore centripetal force does no work. Now the next point, that is the examples of circular motion. That is, for circular motion of electrons around the nucleus, the necessary central force is provided by the electrostatic force of attraction between electron and nucleus. Now next point, we know that the direction of radius vector is away from the center of circle, and the direction of the central force is toward the towards the center of circle. Therefore, the direction of centrifugal force is opposite to the direction of radius vector. So these are the points related to the centripetal force. Now the next point is centrifugal force. Now we know that when the particle performs circular motion, it is under acceleration. Therefore, the particle is in non-inertial or accelerated frame of reference. And whenever a particle is in accelerated frame of reference, it is acted by an a pseudo force, which always acts in opposite direction of the real force. And this pseudo force in circular motion is called as the centrifugal force. I will repeat this. Particle performing circular motion has acceleration. Therefore, the particle is in accelerated or non-inertial frame of reference. And when the particle is in accelerated frame of reference, it is always acted upon by a pseudo force. In circular motion, this pseudo force is called as the centrifugal force. And the direction of this pseudo force, that is centrifugal force, is opposite to the real force, that is centripetal force. Therefore, the direction of the centrifugal force is along the radius and away from the center of the circle. Therefore, first point, when a particle performs circular motion, it is in non-inertial or accelerated frame of reference. Therefore, it is acted upon by a pseudo force which is along the radius and directed away from the center of circle. This force is called as the centrifugal force. Now, next point, the centrifugal force is an effect of non-inertial frame of reference, because since the particle is in non-inertial accelerated frame of reference, therefore it is acted by a pseudo force, and this pseudo force is called as centrifugal force. Therefore, the centrifugal force is an effect of non-inertial frame of reference. Next point, centrifugal force is a pseudo force. Why it is called as a pseudo force? Because it is not a real force. That means this force is neither due to gravitational force, nor due to the electrostatic, nor due to the intermolecular force, and hence it is called as a pseudo force. The next point is the centrifugal force is a pseudo force because it is not belongs to gravitational or electrostatics or intermolecular interaction. Now the next point, the magnitude of the centrifugal force and the centripetal force is the same. Magnitude is same, but their directions are opposite, and therefore the magnitude of centrifugal force is equal to magnitude of centripetal force. Therefore, centrifugal force is equal to mv square upon r or mr omega square. Next point, this centrifugal force, it may perform work. Here, may, in some condition it perform work, in some condition it does not perform work. Now the examples of centrifugal force. Now we have a common experience that when a vehicle takes a turn toward the left, then the passenger inside the vehicle, they bend toward the right, that is opposite direction. Now this is due to the centrifugal force acting on the passengers. Because the vehicle is taking turn toward the left, that means the centripetal force is toward the left here. And we know that the centrifugal force acts opposite to the centripetal force. Therefore, the centrifugal force is opposite, that is, it is toward the right, left opposite right. And this is due to the centrifugal force. We can have more examples. That is, when a coin is kept on a rotating table, then coin slowly slips away from the center. That is also due to the centrifugal force which acts away from the center. And the last point, the direction of the centrifugal force is same as that of the radius vector, that is away from the center of a circle.